telling all your friends. The party never ends. Knockem dead. Knockem dead. Comedy show. I'm gonna get my sticks. The mic is live and clear for you and all to hear. Knockem dead. Knockem dead. Comedy show.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. It is June 20. Hi. Hi.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi.
It's June. Oh, that was a 5. Oh, it's June 25. It's June 25th, everybody. Welcome to the Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show, coming at you live from govsradio.com. That's right, our website, govsradio.com. We're also on Facebook. We're on YouTube. And on your smart TVs, your Apple TVs, your Rokus, your Fire Sticks, and all that smart stuff, you can find us on an app called Boxcast. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. As our good friend Dr. Ken Pichelle says, we on TV! That's right. The Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show coming at you live from the legendary Governor's Comedy Club right here in Levittown, New York. The legendary Governor's Comedy Club in Levittown, New York, where
Levittown, New York.
You can come to Governor's Comedy Club any Wednesday through Sunday and enjoy a great comedy show and some great food live out on the patio, ladies and gentlemen. Governor's at the patio, the brand new stage here at Governor's Comedy Club. It's outdoors. It's beautiful. It's fun. Go there now. Go to govs.com and get your tickets to all the great comedy shows Wednesdays through Sundays. In fact, this Friday, the hilarious Carrie Karavis is headlining out there in the patio this Friday. That's tomorrow. Saturday night, the one and only Chris Roach is headlining out there Saturday night at the patio here at governors.com, here at Governor's Comedy Club, govsradio.com.
No, that's great, though.
Hope everybody's well. Hope everybody's good. Hope everybody enjoyed Eric and Danielle yesterday.
Daniel's mommy's watching.
Hello, Danielle's mommy.
Erin Milos.
Hello, Erin. Danielle herself is watching. Felix, all of our fellow knockers. Hello, Johnny McDonald. We got to get Johnny McDonald on here.
Oh, yeah? Okay, cool.
He's a funny guy. Speaking of funny guys, we have John LaRocchia joining us on that screen around 11:30. Tomorrow, Lou Pratz will be on that screen. We have not seen his name yet, right?
We just saw it.
Lou Pratz's name?
Yeah, so it's time.
Well,
dun, dun, dun,
keep talking because I got to set that up.
Okay. All right. So Let me see. Should I just start talking about anything?
You want to do announcements?
No.
All right. You want to do this while I do announcements?
Sure.
Okay. Hey, did you know that if you buy yourself some Govs Radio swag on teespring.com, get your Govs Radio swag. You can get a mug, you can get a hat, you can get a shirt, socks. You can even get your favorite Govs Radio show on there as well. And take yourself a picture. Take a picture of yourself with your Govs Radio swag, just like this. And send it to us. And you could win passes to a show here at Governor's Comedy Club when they reopen. Governor's Comedy Club, they're going to reopen soon. There's all sorts of rumors when they might open. Looks like sometime in July where the club can actually open, as long as they honor all the social distancing guidelines, which they will. They've been putting all sorts of effort into keeping their clubs nice and safe. Social distancing, taking temperatures, masks, shields, all sorts of stuff, paper menus. They're doing everything they can, so they're going to be open soon. So keep a lookout for that. Order your Govs Radio swag on teespring.com. And let's not forget all the wonderful businesses that have been open throughout the whole pandemic. We felt doing our part would be promoting and giving free advertising to these businesses that tried to stay afloat during this crazy time, such as One With Life Organic Tequila. One With Life Organic Tequila. They're Long Island based. They're fantastic. They're actually celebrating their 3-year anniversary. Look that up on Facebook, and you'll find they're having a special event sometime in July. One With Life Organic Tequila. Don't forget All Music in Plainview. They're doing curbside delivery by appointment. They're in Plainview, All Music, 516-433-6969. And, of course, don't forget Roslyn Social, 1363 Old Northern Boulevard. They are doing curbside delivery, but they also have their roof patio,
Rooftop patio.
Whew, man, I had a brain fart. Rooftop patio dining at the Roslyn Social. The food there is great. The service is great. It's a great atmosphere. 516-801-4963. And don't forget to say hi to Nick. 516-801-4963. Support our friends at Roslyn Social. And the last announcement I have, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget we are 2 days away from the big food-a-thon. Anthony Grazadeh will be out in front of Governor's Comedy Club here in Levittown. He'll be in the front, sitting there like a homeless man collecting money. He'll just be sitting there like this. No. Graz is hosting a food-a-thon. Mike O'Toole will be there. We'll be stopping by. And I believe a few other govsradio.com hosts will be stopping by as well. They're taking food donations for a food pantry in Farmingdale, New York. That's 2 towns over east of us, right here in Levittown, if you're not familiar with Long Island. They're also collecting money. If you'd like to make a donation, the money is going to help comedians who've been down on their luck since all this pandemic crap has started, because they haven't been able to perform. So some of them make a living doing this. So it's been a little rough on some of them. We're happy that a place like Governor's is reopening, so at least they have one place to go. They have an outlet. So we're excited about the patio. We're excited about the food-a-thon. It's running from 12 to 2, the food-a-thon, right outside here at Governor's, 90 Division Avenue in Levittown, if you don't know where Governor's is. 12 to 2. I don't know if they're going live or not on Govs Radio. If they're not, they're going to tape it and we'll play it at a later date, but they'll still be there, whether it's live on the air or not. They'll be there. So stop by, say hi. Even if you can't make a donation, just stop by and say hi. We'd love to see you. But hopefully you can bring a can or you can donate, just a couple of bucks. Whatever you can. It is much appreciated, and we're looking forward to that. So you ready?
Yeah, so Lou Prats, who's he's been a guest on our show several times, very funny, good friend. He, his son Brian, who has joined him, is having a
what does that mean, Brian, birthday. Who has joined him?
Who's joined him on the show? Who's coming?
Who has come here with him?
Yeah, who's come in here?
I was going to say, he joined him a long time ago when he was born.
Anyway, it's Brian's birthday today, and so we just wanted to give a good shout-out to Brian and wish him the best birthday ever. And they'll be on the show tomorrow. They'll be on the show tomorrow
Lou,
around 11:30.
yep.
Lou and
On the
Brian.
screen. Oh, Brian's going to be on the screen with him?
Yeah.
Well, that's very cool.
Very cool.
So we'd like to wish Brian happy birthday.
Good.
Oh! I didn't know you were waiting on me. Well, I know, but then you got that.
All right.
I didn't know what you were doing. So go ahead. What? Okay, go ahead. Brian's birthday. Brian Pratt's.
It's your birthday today, Brian.
It's a very violent birthday song.
It's your birthday today, Brian. Rock and roll and celebrate. Celebrate, we will. Lose control and you cut the cake. Cut that Tonight is yours. Destiny awaits.
It sounds like you're doing something wrong.
With your closest mates.
I think it's cool.
It's your birthday.
We'll find out tomorrow how old he is.
Brian.
How old Brian is?
It's your birthday today, Brian. Grab your goodie bags. Open your gifts.
Like yelling
Blow
at
out
him.
your candles.
It's like having a drill sergeant wish you happy birthday.
Brian.
It's such a violent song.
Anyway, Brian, happy birthday today. I hope everything goes great and you have a wonderful birthday, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.
Brian! It's so violent. It's hard to even celebrate a birthday like that.
I don't know. You're
Brian, eat that cake! Like, what is that? Greg DeFilippo was watching. Greg, hope your stepmother's doing all right. Gina's watching. And Charles Goonan is watching. The great Charles Goonan coming at you live.
I have a picture of Charles Goonan getting his haircut.
Oh, you do?
I do.
We talked about that the other day. Charles was all excited. He was finally going out for a haircut. And we told him we wanted to see it.
I have a couple of nudies of him, too, but the haircut thing,
Well,
I think
who
we could
doesn't?
shoot. I know. Let's see.
Now, are we allowed to talk about what you did with Charles?
Yeah, I don't know what I did with Charles. I don't
Because
know
he
where
Cosby'd you.
I don't know where that airs, or so I don't really, or when it will, or.
All right, so I guess that's a yes since
Yeah,
you're talking
go ahead.
about it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Tune in with Goonan. Charles does some great video work. He's on the show Bromance. He does a lot of great stuff. Very, 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 very funny guy. We love having him on the screen or in the studio. But Sallie was, I guess it was Tune In with Goonan the other day, right? I guess that's what it
Yeah.
was. She was on one of his Tune In with Goonan shows the other day. She filmed a scene with him where she played a nurse. Ooh. Bend over, Charles. Let me take your temperature.
I know, it was funny. I had he asked he wanted like a little bit part to like start the show, and so he gave me like a few things to say, and then let's see.
Lou Pratt says Brian was laughing at the song,
Oh, good.
so that's good. Happy birthday, pal.
So here's Charles getting a haircut.
Oh, it's video or
No,
oh,
it's just a
What
picture
the-
of him.
That's it?
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
That's all you got?
That's all I got.
This is like the step one. Like we didn't get to see the finished product?
No,
What the hell?
no.
Come on, Charles.
He's leaving us more to want.
Send a photo of the finished product of you with your shaved head. Did he go bald?
No. No, he always has like a nice haircut.
That's long for him. Look how long that is right there.
Yeah.
In Charles' world, that's like hippie.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the 30s, where Charles, his favorite time of his life, that would be unacceptable.
Yeah, he always has a nice haircut, so I'm sure I was killing him not having.
I like a clean, short haircut to impress all the ladies out there. That's just a little too sloppy for my taste. All right, there you go. Charles Goonan with his haircut. All right, so we mentioned Eric and Danielle yesterday. Hope you enjoyed their show. Eric talked a bit about hockey and baseball coming back. Very excited about it. I'm not gonna talk about it much because you heard Eric talk about it yesterday. If you didn't see their show yesterday, go back and watch it. And I'm sure Graz is going to talk about it tonight, so I'm not going to do much about it. Although I am going to maybe a little bit with John LaRocchia. John LaRocchia, a great comedian. The man behind Laughter Saves Lives. He's going to be up on the screen with us in about 15, 20 minutes. So we'll talk about it a little bit with him. We'd like to congratulate Tim Saliani. Tim Saliani won the this week's Governor's Joke Off.
Yeah.
Do you happen to know what he wins? What the prize is?
No, I don't, but I'm glad that he won.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Happy about that. Congratulations, Tim. That is super news. Super news. And he actually won it with a video clip. What it is you enter the joke off every week by submitting a video of you telling a joke or doing something funny. And Tim submitted a clip from Shut Up Stupid, which he does
the Quarantine
as a
Life
part
show.
of Quarantine Life here at govsradio.com. So that's very cool.
He does a great Quarantine Life. You know,
Yes, he does.
I honestly don't care how the quarantine lives go. Like sometimes it's just the effort. It's just the effort to show everyone what we're doing in our quarantine life. And but I certainly appreciate the effort that, people like Tim put into it. It's almost like a, regular show, So, I'm glad he won. He's very funny.
Andy Plagano says he also did a video for Goonin, but that was something totally different that I'd rather not see. I've seen enough of you going on.
I know.
Ashland last week.
No clothes.
Yeah.
Well, Goonin asked me. He's like, well, I need you to play a nurse, and can you just stand in front of a wall that doesn't, is like a plain wall? So I got nurse's scrubs on, and Cindy has a stethoscope that she uses, in her vet work. So I pop on with Charles, and he's like, "Oh, you're actually in an outfit." I'm like, "Yeah, man, serious stuff."
So, yeah, for all we know, this has nothing to do with Tune In with Goonin.
He just got me to wear a tight nurse's scrub outfit.
We know how lonely Charles has been through this quarantine.
It's not usually tight, but I've gained 400 pounds during quarantine life, so
Yeah,
now
you
it's
look awful.
now I'm all boob.
You're all boob.
I'm all boobs.
You were all boob since you were 15.
Earlier than that.
Jessica's watching from Australia. Hello, Jessica. Jeff Bosey's watching. I am very, very excited. Speaking of quarantine life, we're just a few hours away, me and Jeff Bosey eating those French fries.
Oh, Jeff's going too?
What do you mean? It's the guy from No Rhyme No Reason.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I thought you were just.
Jeff Bosey.
I thought Rich Rada was just Rich.
Oh, there's
Jeff's going too.
There's another guy, Rich. You mean Bosey's the Bosey is the show. So I'm not doing it with Bosey.
No.
So I'm eating. I don't really care as long as I'm eating French fries. I don't care who's sitting next to me. I don't care if
that
it's
is true.
I don't care if it's Charles Manson. I don't care.
But not Charles Goonin.
Oh no, I'd eat French fries with Charles Goonin.
Okay, now that he's
Well, maybe not because he's always watching porn, and I don't want to eat French fries while watching porn.
No.
I would eat a French fry while engaging in a pornographic activity.
Would you?
What was that?
Oh, Kevin only has 8% of his battery left.
You just got a notification on your phone.
On my phone
that your son's phone.
That Kevin's phone's short on juice. So we watched a Queen documentary last night.
The story of Queen and Adam Lambert.
Yeah, which it was kind of interesting that you wanted to watch because we've seen Queen, and you've probably seen Queen in concert 4 million times, but I've seen Queen in concert twice.
No,
Cause
those 2 times, the only times I've seen them.
No way, really?
Way.
Wow.
Well, they didn't tour in America with Freddie Mercury. I think 1982 or something was the last time they toured America with Freddie.
Oh.
And then Freddie died, obviously, and then they didn't do Queen was inactive for a while, and they came back in the early 2000s with Paul Rodgers. Paul Rodgers of Bad Company, Feel Like Making Love and Shooting Star and Moving On. And then he also sang All Right Now.
But he was just with them for, a year?
No, he was with them for probably about 5 or 6 years. They did an album. They did several tours. Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
That was their first that was the first time they toured. So that was 2005, 2006. That was the first time they did a full-blown tour of America since the early 80s. I never saw them with Paul Rodgers, even though I'm a huge Paul Rodgers fan. But I never saw them.
Yeah.
So those 2 times that you were my
That's
2 times.
Cool. So we were in England with Elio, and we were traveling around with Elio for 5 days, going to a few of his Billy Joel songbook concerts, and we were hanging out with, like, I don't know, he's got like 5 or so members of the band, and they're all just really, really nice people. And we're on like the tour bus, and we're hanging out with. Do you want to take that?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
We're going to be on the screen with John LaRocca in a few minutes. Right now, we're going to take this call. You're live on the Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show. Who's this?
The only thing I'm trying to do is keep Nigel Fullerton's statement true.
And what statement would that be?
If you say my name 3 times, I pop up.
Well, I don't. When you pop up, that's a Charles Goonan porn scene that I'd rather not see.
Once again, since you were talking about doing it, I might as well have gone ahead and throw that little Floridian pun in there. So, are you excited about this Saturday, guys?
Saturday?
I don't think he has any excitement in his life except for French fries a couple of hours from now. I really don't even think he knows anything that's going on in his life until French fry moment, and then you'll have to talk to him about it after that.
After I'm done crying that we ate all the French fries and they're all gone, then you can talk to me.
Yeah.
Now, did you have a cardiologist on standby?
No need. I bleed McDonald's grease.
He eats this stuff all the time. There's no upsetting Tony Walker's stomach with French fries.
Oh, my dear God.
But now I just found something out, though, because I'm doing this French fry thing with a host of No Rhyme, No Reason, so I thought it was you. So who?
No.
So who's this other guy?
I'm going to go ahead and label him the fast food king of Long Island.
The fast food king. Okay.
Yes. He's a decent elderly gentleman with gray hair.
Oh wow. Is he going to have a heart attack on me while I'm sitting there with him? I'm not giving him mouth to mouth.
I was about to say he does appreciate mouth to mouth, whether he was in need or not of need. And so Rich Rada will be your partner today with sticking long, greasy things in your mouth today.
Well, yeah, that's I believe just another Thursday afternoon for him.
Exactly.
And
it tastes salty.
And I understand there's a new Jeff Bosey scoring system in place that I have not been privy to yet, but I obviously will find out in a little while.
And you want to know what? It's better off that way, and that's the only involvement I want to have in any of his quarantine sessions or fast food eating contests.
It's going to be interesting. I'm a little nervous about going into his basement, where he seems to have a whole lot of Jeff Bosey, stuff all over his walls.
Paraphernalia. Jeff Bosey paraphernalia.
Paraphernalia. That's a big word for me.
It's memorabilia, not paraphernalia. Come on. Let's not make me that illegal.
I'm going with paraphernalia. And I'm getting worried once I'm locked in that basement, he's going to make me put on a Jeff Bosey mask
and then play with the puppies.
Do things. Well, yeah, true.
Now, I'm just curious. Did they start the on Teespring? Did they start the Bosey condoms?
Well, did you guys get the email?
They only come in small, but like ahead. Email, go ahead.
They only come in small. There's a lot of jokes there.
I know.
But are we, because you guys were on the other night and you guys were whining about how you're not on Teespring yet.
Well, I had to say I finally went ahead and I think I critiqued our logo and I will pass it on. Versus that good. Generic one. The generic one that we have, I had to go ahead and, once again, our team over at No Rhyme, No Reason that does research, we're going to go ahead and evaluate our new logo. And we'll send it out for approval, and then we'll go ahead and distribute it to you guys.
Well, yeah, and let the team know that MJ, who does punk rap, etc., she was just on last night. She handles a lot of artwork here. She said she's more than willing to help you guys out with a new and improved logo if you'd like. So
that's great. But we went ahead and we dug a little deeper. We dug up Bob Ross.
Oh, did you?
Yes, he had one more stroke to finish. Anyways, listen, guys, you got a show to do, and I don't want to hold you up with our antics. You got a great guest. You got John LaRocca coming on.
We do.
Later on. So, listen, you guys have a great day. Stay cool, stay wonderful, stay beautiful, and we'll talk to you soon.
Right back at you, pal. Thank you.
Jeff. Thanks for calling.
Hi.
Jeff Bosey. Should I say it 3 times? He'll call back. Okay, John LaRocchia is going to be our guest. We're calling him. Actually, he's going to be closer to. Excuse me.
11:45.
Yeah, thank you. So,
sorry,
go ahead. The Queen. You were talking about the Queen thing?
So we're on like the tour bus, and like we're hanging out with like the band members, and one of them is named Neil Fairclough, and he's
Fairclough.
Is it Clough?
It's Clough.
It's not Fairclough.
Fairclough.
All right.
Come on, you're going to talk about the man. You don't even know his name.
It's GH. So I'm going to call it Wontag from now on.
Okay.
All right, Wontag. So we're on the bus, and he's so funny. Like, he's just one of those people that, like, he's the bass player, but he's so funny. And he does this Michael McDonald imitation, and he just makes everyone laugh. And, like, we're just talking. And I was like, so, when Elliot was in touring, like, what do you do? And he's like, well, I'm in Queen. And I'm like, what? And it turns out, like, when Adam Lambert joined the band in 2011. See how I did that with the date?
Yeah, very impressive.
Neil joined too as the bass player. So when you hear like dun 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 dun, that's Neil. So when he
it sounds nothing like that.
Yeah, it's exactly like that. It's like dun 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun,
Andy
dun.
Plagano says 5 days with Elio. I thought I was there for that.
You're never gonna live that down. For the record, I wasn't here. I would have like kind of moved things along a bit. But so Neil was gracious enough, because we've stayed in contact with him, and he was gracious enough to give us tickets to see Queen twice already when they were touring in America. So we got to see him and Adam, do his thing. And it's funny because like Tony, I mean, we both loved Queen, but Tony really liked it when Roger?
Oh, Paul Roger.
Paul Roger was in
Well,
it.
obviously, I'm Freddie. We prefer Freddie.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And, I kind of always thought, like, I don't know if that was such a great fit. But, like, Tony hasn't been a big fan of Adam. And I watched Adam, like, with American Idol. Like, I watched, like, the first few years of American Idol. And I always thought he was, like, when I saw him on American Idol, I thought he was, like, just a cute kid. And even Simon, Simon actually didn't want him. He was one of the judges that didn't want him to go through, and the other 3 judges said, yeah, let's send him through. And then Simon was like, all right, I really regret almost not letting this kid go through, because for one, he's so talented. 2, he's such a pleasure. Like, he was just the nicest kid. Like, he wasn't one of those like kids on American Island that was like whiny and, oh, I'm not gonna make it, me. Like, Adam was just like, every time anyone critiqued him, he was like, thank you, I really appreciate that. And then the very next week he would do everything they told him. He was just such a good kid. And so I really thought it was like a great fit. And so we saw this documentary last night on that, and I just like, we hadn't really talked on what if you changed your tune at all about him.
I don't know. I do appreciate what he does. It's not an easy gig. I mean, Queen's catalog is just so varied. They do everything from classical type to jazz type to hard rock stuff to acoustic, folky stuff, soft love songs. I mean, they just cover the whole, funky, almost disco type stuff. They cover everything. Mm-hmm. So it's not an easy gig. And they even talked about that with Paul Rogers in this documentary. They said he's a more soul, blues, hard rock singer. He knows his, I don't want to say limitations, because he's one of the best singers ever. But
he didn't have the range.
he knows that
had.
certain Queen songs just doesn't fit him. Adam Lambert, I mean, yeah, he can definitely. I'm just not. I'm not a big fan of his voice.
I love his voice.
I don't know. There's just something about his voice. He does have a good range, and I shouldn't knock the guy at all, because I can't sing for shit. So what do I know about it? But I just, he's definitely got a good range. He can sing, but I just personally don't like his voice. But what I really don't like, I just don't think he's a good front man.
Oh, I think he's a fantastic front man. I think to like walk into those shoes and be commanding of the stage and be comfortable.
All right, let me backtrack a little bit. He does have a presence.
Yeah,
and he definitely gets command. Okay, but I just don't like. He's very to me, it's predictable. It's not original. He's, when they sing the song "Fat Bottom Girls" by Queen, he's like, "So where are my fat bottom bitches?" Everything is a curse. Everything is just typical original. Freddie Mercury, unoriginal. I mean, Freddie Mercury was an original. Robert Plant was an original. Roger Daltrey was an original. David Lee Roth even was a great frontman in his day. I don't know. Adam Lambert, he's got command. Mick Jagger was a great frontman. Tina Turner, James Brown, but I don't know. To me, he's obvious. He's not. You look at his solo career, outside of Queen, most people can't mention a single song.
But you're old. Like he won. They were saying that he is the first. He's the first openly gay person who was signed that has a #1 album. And like we were even talking, I was like, really, like Elton John, like all these people, and to have like a #1 song or 2 songs off an album is great, but to have a #1 album is just because you can't name a song doesn't mean that he isn't completely popular. And it's kind of weird how you imitate him, because he's such a nice kid, and he's I feel like him? I don't know, you're like bitches, like I don't know.
But that's how he does. That's what he does on stage. He's a little cocky on stage.
But if he wasn't, then he would lose it. They perform in front of such a large audience all the time. I mean, that's one of the amazing things about Queen is the more people in front of them, the better. And not every band can pull that off, because a lot of times they'll look like a band will look lost up on the stage without a really animated frontman.
I disagree with the catalog that Queen has. I mean, of course, it adds to it, and nobody was like Freddie, but Freddie wasn't cocky. He was fun. He liked cocky, but he was fun on stage.
So cocky.
Nah, he was cocky in a fun way. Adam Lambert makes the mad faces.
I think Adam's funny or cocky in a fun way too. You just don't particularly like him, but people that kind of have followed him really love him a lot.
No, and I get that, and I appreciate that. And again, I try not to really I try not to talk about it too much, because I don't like to tear apart somebody who does have talent, especially when it's something that I can't do. So I don't feel like I'm allowed to go on about them. But Tim Saliani says every time he talks, it's a curse. Tim Saliani says he resents that.
Neil has nothing but great things to say about them. The two, main people, Brian Mays and.
He seems like a really nice guy. Like you watch his documentary, he comes across grounded and appreciative, and he doesn't come across like some kind of diva. I'm Adam Lambert. Like he seems to be very appreciative. He worked very hard to get to where he is.
Yeah.
He did shows on Broadway and stuff as a background guy, and he performed on cruise ships. And he's a talented guy. I'm not trying to take away from that, but.
I feel like you're better about him after the documentary, which is
a little bit, because I do feel that it's limited. You have very limited choices for a frontman for a band like that.
Yeah,
but I don't feel you need to be so out there with a band like Queen. Like look at the Who. They still sell out the Garden. And Dolce doesn't jump around. Townsend doesn't even jump around anymore.
Because they're old.
But these songs are anthems. Well, that's my point. With the anthems, you kick ass out there, and that's the same with Queen. Van Halen, too. They still sell at the Garden. They're fantastic. Hello, Gina Conjemi Coffin.
Hello. So Adam Lambert, I will tell you.
Yes.
When we went to see Queen with Adam Lambert,
yes.
Jack was like, I have no desire to do this. I don't want to see him. I give him a lot of credit, though, because when he opened up the concert, the first thing he said was, I'm not Freddie Mercury.
Well, yeah, true.
Yeah, he's very gracious and understanding of the situation and thankful. And he does a great job.
But I think he did a good show. And it was very enjoyable. But I liked that he opened up and kind of set expectations. If you're expecting this to be, the original band, I'm not Freddie. And he just, I don't know if he said it when you guys went.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
yes.
both times.
Yeah, so I gave him credit for that.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you can't. It's just stupid to ignore Freddie.
They were saying they weren't going to tour anymore, and then all of a sudden this kid comes across, and it just happened to be like on American Idol they do it was like Billy Joel week, or they have different things going on, and they had Queen week because the movie came out. And so they wanted to be on American Idol, and all of a sudden, like, they're both like looking at this kid, thinking, we're gonna. And after American Idol, if you're like the first or second, or really like the top 12, you have to commit yourself for a year. And so they waited, like Brian May waited and watched for a year and said, okay, a year's up, he's out of his contract, let's approach him. And Adam was like, are you kidding? This is amazing.
I'd rather see him, I think, in concert as part of Queen than I I wouldn't pay just to go see an Adam Lambert concert.
Well, yeah, I definitely agree with that. And then I'll say too, being there, well, I'm not a huge fan of his voice, but when you're there, I mean, it's a good concert. It's an amazing show, and you just can't go wrong with those songs. And I loved both concerts we went to. I thought they were
Where
fantastic.
did you see him?
We saw them, I guess it was like 3 or 4 years ago in Philadelphia, and then we just saw them last summer at the Garden.
Okay, I saw them at Foxwoods.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
A very small venue.
Yeah, that's great.
And I think that helped out also. I don't know if I would have enjoyed it as much if it was a big venue.
Not really, though. Like Queen does, it's almost like just the energy of the crowd doing like all the clapping motions, and
the whole crowd is singing practically every song.
We had great seats,
and they even have that runway in the front where that the band runs down the runway, and it goes like halfway down the floor of the arena. So you get so a lot of people will get a closer view when they go down there. So. No, I think to see them in a big arena like there are some bands where it just works better in a big arena.
Yeah,
and I think Queen was one of them. But having said that, I would love to see them in a small place like Foxwoods just to get a more intimate feel to see what that's like. But
where'd we see ELO? Is that Radio City Music Hall?
That is correct.
Okay, yeah, like that was a great place to see. We saw ELO a few years ago, and that was amazing in Radio City. Like, I haven't been to Foxwoods. Like, what's the size between Radio and Foxwoods?
Well, Foxwoods is definitely smaller than Radio City, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, wow, that must have been
at least
great
the part of Foxwoods we were in is, I think, definitely smaller than. And it's a different atmosphere where Radio City is like. I mean, I've never gone to a concert in Radio City, but it's a stage, and that's. Right. This is kind of more of a stadium feel.
Right.
Yeah,
so,
agreed.
Just my 2 cents, but I'm kind of off the concert thing because I refuse to pay the money.
Yeah, we're the same way. The prices are just insane. Like Sallie said, our friend Neil, who's in Queen now, he got us in. It was great because the first time we asked, hey, is there any way we can come see you? And at the time he said, well, I can't make it happen in New York because everybody's in New York. He goes, but if you want to come down to Philly. I can get you in and a few other people, and we have friends through that circle, the LEO circle, that live in Philly. So we met up with them, and they came too, and we just had a great time. But then last year we didn't even ask him. He contacted us. He said, "Oh, I can get you in at MSG if you guys want to come." Like, of course we want to come. So we went, and then not only did he get us in, but we were backstage and we met Brian May. We met some of the band. Even Rami Malek, who played Freddie in the movie, was there.
Yeah, he was there. We talked to who is it? Spike, the keyboard player. We just sat at a small table with him for like the longest time, and all of a sudden Brian May walks by, and I knew what he looked like, but I didn't know that he was 9 feet tall. He's like the tallest man ever. Like in the high sixes, he must be, right? Brian May, how tall do you think?
Oh yeah, he's definitely
6'7".
Yeah, it could be. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, and he's so thin. It looks like a tree is kind of standing over you, and he's so nice. He shakes your hand, and he's so sweet.
Tim Saliani says Adam Lambert having all his T cells takes away from the charm. Says this observer. Andy Plajanos with a lot of good comments regarding how Adam Lambert comes across. But yeah, it's a good documentary. But we were mad about it.
Yeah, we were mad about it.
We were done. It's not like it didn't blow us away. Like, wow, what a great documentary! But
it was a good documentary.
You watch the history of the Eagles or something. That's a good documentary if you like documentaries about music. But But this was good. But what made us mad was that they did not once mention our friend Neil, who plays in
Yeah, and
for Queen.
Neil's fantastic, and you saw him in
Like some background
backstage stuff. You
shots,
saw him
yeah.
getting ready for a concert. You saw him walking across the stage, but like he joined the same year that Adam did, so I thought like maybe there'd be like at least like 5 minutes on him, just because Neil's so personable. I mean, there's like plenty of people that you like. They're great musicians, but they're probably not going to have a good conversation. Neil's so interesting.
They covered the whole history of how how things have been since Freddie passed, how they came together once in a while for a tribute or a charity event, and how they decided to give it another go with various singers. You can't. This thing was an hour and 25 minutes. You can't tell me that there's absolutely no reason why they couldn't just take 5 minutes. Well, we got Neil Fairclough on bass here. We got this guy who's playing this instrument. We got because they have a
here's
few
the band.
guys. They have a few guys, backup players. There's absolutely no reason why they couldn't just spend 5 minutes on these guys.
Because if you hit Wikipedia and you like members of the band now, like there's Neil.
I mean, he was in the credits. It said Queen.
Yeah.
Currently is, and it had his name, but I don't know. So
Neil
we were mad.
Probably doesn't care whatsoever, but we're
Not
mad.
at all. And if he does care, he
you guys
can't.
are just really pissed about it.
Well, we're speaking for him because he probably contractually cannot say anything about it, and I'm sure, would like to keep his job.
He probably doesn't care though. We probably care more.
But yeah, I mean, it was good. So if you really like Queen, if you like this current lineup, yeah, check it out. It was cool.
Yeah.
It was a fun concert. I mean, I wouldn't say it was like going to see Queen. I mean, without Freddie, it's not
Did
going
you
to
go
see Queen.
to see Queen before?
No.
Then how do you know, Missy?
It just because nobody could replace Freddie Mercury.
All right, so So the next time they come around, we'll have to see if we can get, because we're not paying again, so we have to talk to Neil. But we'll see if we can get another ticket or two, and we'll get Gina to come, because I bet if Gina sees it in a big arena like the Garden, she'd be like, "Holy crap, this was amazing."
Possibly.
We'll bet you a quarter.
All right, Gina, we got to go because we're going to call.
We're going to call John LaRocchia.
Day, have fun. Hey, shout out to Tim Saliani. Congratulations on winning.
Very nice.
Very
Yep.
cool, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Enjoy your fries today.
Oh, I will. Thank you, Gina.
McDonald's, best fries. Bye.
I would agree. But who knows what we'll end up with? We'll see after tasting some fries today. He said we're doing
How
10.
many? No.
That's what he said.
Why did I think it was 5? Oh, because it was 5 chicken sandwiches.
Well, on the other day when we were on, he said it was 7.
Are there
And then
10 places?
Oh, easily. Let's see. McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, All American, Zorn's.
It's so funny.
A diner.
Rich posted a picture of a big pile of French fries, and I've been around Tony enough to know what French fries he doesn't like, and I'm like, there's coating on those French fries. I can tell just from the picture.
I'm very picky when it comes to my fries.
Yeah, so you might end up just eating 3 out of the 10 if it's got weird coating on it.
Jeff better stay out of my way, man, when I go for the fries I like. Don't take my fries. I'll smack Jeff around.
Why do you keep saying Jeff?
Oh, because I don't know. I say no rhyme, no reason. I think of Jeff.
Oh.
All right, so do you need my phone to call John?
Yeah.
All right. We're going to get what?
3 minutes.
No, he's free. He's good.
Oh, okay, good.
John LaRocchia, fantastic comedian. Very, very funny guy. He's been doing it a long time. Definitely known here on the Long Island, New York comedy scene. I shouldn't even say Long Island. Definitely the New York comedy scene because he plays a lot in the city. Definitely known in that world. But he does tour the rest of the country. He's been around quite a bit. Let me get him on. He's also. Can you just? All right, there he is. All right. There he is.
All American, Zorn's.
All right, lower that, damn it.
A diner.
Rich posted a picture of a big pile of French
Does he know
fries.
he's on?
Yeah, you're on.
He doesn't know he's on. Look at him. Let's just stare at him.
I know I'm on. I got the delay right. I got to lower my volume.
Yes, there is a delay. Lower that volume.
Lower my volume on my computer. I can still hear you. Can I still hear you?
Can you still hear me?
No.
Really?
I can hear you, but if I lower my volume,
Yeah, you're going to have to get off
How's
the
that?
show.
Yeah, there you go. Perfect.
if I lower this,
I don't know.
You think I would know how to do this? I got my own show.
Just pause the video because we're still hearing it.
Pause the video.
You're going to get
3 minutes.
Yeah,
No,
pause
no,
the video and then you should. You can still
John
hear me.
LaRocca.
Right? You got me?
How was that?
That's good. Is that good on your end?
Yeah, I don't hear any
You
feedback
hear us?
anymore.
Okay, good.
Yay! John LaRocca. I was just telling everybody, great comedian, been doing it a long time. Definitely one of the better known comics in the New York / Long Island scene, but you have been all over the place. Also retired NY fireman, New York fireman. So thank you for that, pal. And it's good to see you. How you doing?
I'm so excited to be on the show. I've been going in and out with you guys for months, and then we saw each other outside of.
Carvel.
Are you allowed to be? Are you supposed to be in the? Allowed to say that?
I'm sorry, we lost you for a second. Allowed to say what?
Diabetic, and I caught you cheating. I don't want to get you in trouble. So
Yeah, don't tell Marshall's ice cream place we were eating at Carvel.
Thank you for letting me go 15 minutes late here. I was on, and he advised me I need to work till I'm 110.
You need to work now. Who advised you that?
My phone.
Oh, okay.
John,
My
stop
millions.
moving around so much because you keep cutting out.
Who? Me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's cutting out bad.
How's that?
Yeah, it's still kind of up and down a little bit. We'll see.
I see me.
What's that? Oh, you.
I see me.
You see you.
Yeah, I see me. Can I say something about your band thing you were talking about?
Yeah, of course. All
I'm not a band guy.
All right, hang on. John,
Yeah,
hang
John,
on. We're
I think we're
losing
going to
you.
call you.
Yeah,
We're going
we're
to
just
call
gonna
you. I'm going to hang up.
Well, hang on. Because I don't have.
Oh, you don't have
John,
his phone
text
number?
me a phone number for you. We're just going to have to do audio, do regular phone, because we're losing.
Sorry.
No, we apologize for that. If you wouldn't mind, text me your phone number, and then
Done.
we'll call you.
Done.
Okay. Good. All right, we'll call you in a second, John. Thanks. All right, so we're gonna. Let me.
Yeah, well, let me just do that.
Okay. We're sorry about that, folks. Sorry about that. We're gonna get John. John LaRocca, we're going to get him on the phone right now. Sorry about that. So he'll be on the on here. Or maybe not. Hello. Oh, there we go.
We're sorry. Your call cannot be completed as dialed. Please check.
Alrighty. All right, let's try that again.
And dial again.
What the? Here we go again with the phones. All right, here we go. Okay.
Hello.
Oh,
There he is. All right. Sorry.
I'm going to go out to my yard because part of the problem might be I'm in my basement.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely a lot better. So our apologies.
You know, what's so interesting is I'm not one to shave a lot when I'm not teaching and doing stand-up. Even stand-up, I shaved for your show.
Well, we did get you on for a good 4 minutes. We stared at your jawline. You don't have to go outside because we actually hear you perfect. So sit wherever you want to sit.
Yeah, I'm in the yard right now. You know, I was saying that I was on the phone with my financial advisor, seeing when I can get my wife to retire and me stop working. And he told me I got to work till I'm 105. So that meeting didn't go well.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah.
You know,
Especially on Long Island. There is no retiring on Long Island.
Yeah, and my grandson is right up the block, so I'm not going anywhere,
Right.
Right.
That's nice.
And
Yeah, I'd have a hard time with that. A lot of people are like, we see them a few months a year. I'm going to retire down south or something, but I don't know. I think I miss the kids too much.
I know. I see them like almost every day. If I want to go up and, give them a kiss goodnight, I can run around. It's freaking awesome.
Yeah, I'd rather live really poor and see my kids.
Well, that's what I'm doing, so I'll let you know how that goes.
So what do you have to say about Queen? What were you going to talk about with concerts?
What I was going to say is I was never a band guy, like into bands. Believe it or not, if you don't tell anybody, if we could delete this, I was a big John Denver fan when I was younger.
Do you know that John Denver was the first concert I ever went to as a kid?
No way. I went to maybe 6 John Denver concerts, except one of them was at Westbury Music Fair back in the day, a Christmas concert, and my son's school got to sing background on 2 songs.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Which was a lot of fun to go to your son's concert and still see John Denver.
Yeah, right? You probably get in the car and go home thinking, I forgot something.
yeah. That was a great concert. I saw Queen. I heard of Queen. I knew that they had songs. I didn't know about Queen much until I saw the movie, and I'm like, oh, my God.
Yeah.
What a kick-ass band. This is, so much fun. So Adam Lambert, you go to a live concert with the band playing there, it's a great time. I mean, I'm sure Queen, if I saw, what's his name, the lead singer?
Freddie Mercury?
Right. If I saw Freddie Mercury, I'm sure I would have went, wow, this guy's great, but I'm sure it's a great time when you see a live concert. Even if I go to see Big Shot, I'm a Billy Joel fan. I have a ball. I'm singing, dancing like a jackass. It's a ball. Even a Beatles cover band. I'm sure seeing the Beatles would have been fantastic. I go to see a Beatles cover band, and you're talking about the cost. How much are we paying to go see those bands,
Well, it's like, the Lords of 52nd Street. Like, you can go to a concert and stand right in front of this Billy Joel band. Liberty DeVito's playing on drums. Richie Cannata. It's like the entire band other than Billy Joel. Or you can go to, Madison Square Garden and pay hundreds of dollars to just really watch them on the TV because you're so far up.
Exactly. I totally agree with you. I was just going to say, Big Shot there. But, we're not paying a lot of money to see those bands, and we're having a good time.
Absolutely. Or you can just go to a good comedy show where you can sit nice and close in an intimate setting and have a blast there.
That's a good point you brought up. I mean, the local comics, especially in Long Island, people say to me, who's your headliner? Like, if I'm booking a show, and they'll go, who's your headliner? Can you get me Kevin James? What? Yeah. Do you have a 60 grand or whatever?
Exactly.
You could go, guys like that, Tom DiDario, Carrie Carabas, Ralph, you could see great comics.
Yes.
Right. And you're not leaving that show going, oh, geez, I can't eat this week because it cost me, a fortune,
Right, exactly.
Yep.
We're very lucky in Long Island, with these comedy clubs and great comics.
And you go way back. I mean, so you've seen everybody. I mean, I know you and Dave Attell, kind of came in through the ranks together.
I don't want to anybody, because there's people watching right now when you say my name next to his name and they're going, John LaRoque, he sucks. He shouldn't be said. When I started out in the village, when I was going to all the clubs back in the day, all the C rooms, but also the A rooms, I would run into Ray Romano, Jerry Seinfeld, David Tell. All those guys were working those rooms at the time. Now, why am I not, one of them? Well, number one, you got to be really funny. Number two, you got to be really lucky. You got to be in the right place at the right time. And you got to put the time in. You got to go to those clubs 4 or 5 nights a week and hang out. Those comics were there every friggin' night. I had a family at the time. I was working as a fireman at the time. I can't hang out in the comedy clubs 5 nights a week.
Right. Yeah,
it's just not possible.
Right.
Not possible.
Yeah, but I'm going to dispute what you said, though, that it's, you coming up and coming across those guys and them, becoming major stars has, and like you said, you had a family, you had other commitments, responsibilities. But as far as the talent, man, you're right up there. I mentioned it to you when you had me on your show a few weeks ago. I went to see Les Deegan. He was performing in a coffee house. This is, I don't know, 10, 15 years ago. And I went to see him. I had just getting to know him at the time, and just so I went to see him and support him. And you were there, and Carrie Karavis was there, and it was the first time I saw either one of you, and I was completely blown away by this whole show. There were other great comedians there too, but you two stood out to me, and I was blown away. I couldn't believe how funny you two were, and
well, let me tell you, nobody does a $10 coffee house better than me. I mean, you could talk Queen, you could talk these other people. There, now I'm in my element. 10 people in the audience having some latte, I'm kicking ass.
And I've performed at libraries myself, and yeah, there's nothing better than competing with those latte machines when they're they're louder than you, especially when you're about to hit the punchline or something. Yep, exactly.
But let me say this, because I'm always plugging Laughter Saves Lives.
Yes, we were getting to that. Go ahead.
I'm having more fun now. Well, not now. Before the virus, we're trying to get back. Everybody's trying to get back to the swing,
right?
Because I have comedy with a purpose. The Laughter Saves Lives Foundation was started out of laughter, not from 9/11, obviously, but my buddies. I lost 19 in my house. They made me laugh. Those guys, half of them were funnier than I'll ever be.
Yeah.
And, at one point, after all the funerals and memorials and the tears, I said, man, they would want people laughing. Let's do something to remember them through laughter. And that's how that all started. So we've been doing some good work. We've been raising money for great organizations. But now we're going to do the Heroes Tour. And I think our first show is going to be at Governor's. I
Nice.
just talked to Jimmy. Jimmy was on my show the other night.
Yep, we saw it. Yep.
And I think we're going to start there. I just got off the phone with General Needs, a veterans charity. I may include them on that night. And we're going to have cops, firemen, military, healthcare professional, comics taking the stage, little Rat Pack style, where I'll be emceeing and I'll be on. I keep coming up, and the comic doesn't leave the stage, and we bust each other's balls a little bit and bring up the next act. And it's going to be an organized mess.
Yeah, and I see that you had you've been having Frank Fiala on your show. He's a friend of ours. He's great. But can we backtrack a little bit? Yeah. So you started to talk about 9/11 and whatnot. So what exactly is Laughter Saves Lives? What is where's the money going? Give a little brief description of what exactly it is.
Sure. Laughter Saves Lives Foundation. Our mission statement. Our mission statement is to help cops, firemen, military, and now healthcare professionals who are struggling due to a tragedy, who are not in the spotlight. It's not something on the news. It's not a cop that was shot yesterday, a fireman that fell out of a building last week. We try to find cases where maybe somebody got hurt 5 years ago and is still struggling. I'll give you an example of somebody we're trying to help right now. Is an NYPD widow. He actually was NYPD, but he was also, I'm not going to say his name, but he also did some comedy.
Okay.
And his wife is struggling in Staten Island. They have some animals in the attic. She has no air conditioning, a disabled child. So what we're trying to do is get her somebody to take the animals out, pay for that person, pay for the fixing of her air conditioning. We don't have a whole lot of money, but we can pay some bills, a car payment. That's what we try to do.
It helps. Every bit helps, man, whatever it takes.
Yeah, and we also try to support organizations that have the same type of mission statement. Friends of Firefighters, the FDNY Family Transport, Semper Fi Fund. We've done a few shows for them and sent them some money. Stuff like that. I brought John Consoli out to, where did we go? Colorado. We did a show for a post-traumatic stress syndrome charity out there.
Nice. That's great.
We got into some trouble, but that's a whole nother.
Oh, yeah? Really?
Yeah. Can I say the word a dildo on your show?
Dildo?
Dildo.
Yeah, sure.
All right, I'll say it. Dildo.
Oh.
So there was a female comic that we had that happened to be a lesbian, and 20 minutes of her act, she talked about a dildo.
Okay.
Well, I hired her. She was a veteran. She had a family member out there, so she flew out from Texas to do the show.
Right.
And great set. We're in the comedy club. We packed this comedy club on a Tuesday night. She does a 20 minutes. The audience is going crazy. The next morning I get up, I'm walking in the park because I'm really jogging, because I don't get to look like this sitting around, So I'm in and the person who's running the show calls me. She goes, John, what a great show. I said, oh, thanks. She goes, listen, tomorrow night, because we were doing a black tie affair, could you cut out the dildo jokes? I go, yeah, sure. She goes, oh, thank you. She hangs up the phone. I find out that they had a big deal in their department at a dinner. Every year they give somebody an award that's a dildo, and somebody complained, and there was a lawsuit, and there was a whole big thing going on.
Oh,
and here comes Laughter Saves Lives on stage, bringing up a comic who did her whole act on dildo. So we made the news.
Made the news.
But we raised a lot of money for the charity. So
well, there you go, and that's what it's all about. The dildo raises certain things. You guys are raising money. It all ties in. It's very important.
Do you know John Consoli?
I know who he is. Yes.
All right. John Consoli was the youngest Marine drill sergeant. He is a tough guy and holds nothing back. He went up first at the black tie event. What do you think his first joke was on?
Dildos.
I'm in the back going, oh my God, what is he doing? But they loved us.
That's
it was
great.
interesting.
Yeah, that's super. So, all right. So now, you don't have a date yet though for governors, right?
No.
Okay.
In fact, I got to call Ange. I don't have a date yet, but we're going to schedule it. I just got off the phone with. He was on the show the other night too with Jimmy, the guy from General Needs. They do wonderful work.
Yeah.
And he wants to start he feels there's going to be a problem this year. He usually gets like 1,500 coats for vets kids who are struggling, and he wants to start the program early. So we're gonna send him a check right off the bat, but we're gonna try to raise some money that night for him.
That's great. Yeah, fantastic. Awesome. Yeah, keep us updated. We'll help anything we can do to help out, too, and we'll get you in here. Yeah, absolutely. All right, so let's get to the important stuff here. How excited are you about baseball coming back?
Oh my God. You saw those stupid videos. I go with Les Deegan and Pat Marone. And
I have unfortunately heard you guys singing, in those videos. Yes,
it sounds ridiculous. It's such. You know what? I miss that. I miss the baseball, but I miss going in the parking lot, hanging out.
Yep,
exactly. I love going to the game. Like, it always surprises me when you go into a game. It's a beautiful day. It's not like burning hot, and the Mets are losing, which and then you see people like the last couple of innings getting up and leaving. Like this is like one of the greatest memories you can have this year. Why are you leaving early? I never understood that. I love being in the stadium.
If you've ever been to a game in LA, I've been to a game in LA and it's ridiculous.
Me too.
They're coming in late, they're leaving early.
Yeah.
But go to Chicago. I've been to Wrigley. Those people get there and it's an event.
Right. You ever go to Boston?
I haven't been to Boston.
You got to go there. That's it starts in the streets. They close down the streets. It's amazing, and it's such a beautiful stadium.
What's your favorite Met memory from a game that you were at?
Oh, here's a great story. I'll give you two quickies. I'm working overtime for the FDNY. Okay, with the playoff. We always did Met Yankees, so I'm walking around with radiation meters and explosive meters walking through the stadium. There's 5 of us. One is supposed to be at each level. All of us end up behind home plate a lot of times. The Chief's like, what are you doing back? So I bring a sausage and pepper from Mama's. You know Mama's?
Yes.
Okay. I get a sausage and pepper hero on the way there, throw it in my backpack on top of my meters. All right? So I'm walking through the stadium, and I'm like, getting hungry. Wow, the sandwich smells good. I open it up. The sandwich dripped all over these $50,000 meters.
Wow.
It's all over the place, right? So I got on a jumpsuit on the back, FDNY hazmat. I'm in the bathroom with the meters out, trying to clean them off, soap and water, right? I mean, and people are walking in like, this is what the fire department's doing at the game, So when I went back to return, and there was a bunch of us, I waited till there was nobody in the room. I dropped mine and ran out.
I know, that wasn't mine. I don't know what happened to that thing. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. So that's kind of. And the other time we were doing a game at Yankee Stadium, and I'm not familiar. I don't go to Yankee Stadium a lot, so I'm not familiar with the bathrooms or whatever. I'm walking around my meters, so I go into this bathroom. I get kind of turned around. I walk out, and I see this friggin' idiot with a Pedro Martinez uniform on.
Wow.
From head to, like a total uniform at Yankee Stadium. I'm like, this guy is going to get killed.
That guy's got balls, absolutely.
Yeah. Then I realized I was in the bullpen, and it was Pedro Martinez.
Are you
wow.
kidding? Oh my God. You almost peed in their ballpen.
I'm like, I better get out of here before I'm on TV because I'll be getting a call from the chief in like 30 seconds.
Wow.
Right, and I guess nobody's stopping you because of the uniform. So
No, I mean, yeah, I'm allowed to be in that area, but not in the bullpen.
That's great.
But I'm just basically an idiot at heart.
So did you pee on that little person that used to follow around Pedro?
I don't even know of him.
No, you don't know what I'm talking about? Oh,
no.
Yeah. Oh yeah, look that up. When Pedro was in the height playing for Boston and stuff, he had a little person that he used to like Michael Jackson would bring around Webster. This Pedro had his own little guy
like a dwarf.
Yeah, he was but he was a lot shorter than a dwarf. He had some kind of condition. This guy was tiny, and then he died a few years back. But yeah, Pedro used to bring him around. Yeah.
Hey, can I give a quick shout out?
Anything you want, man.
Uncle Pat Masher, 98 years old, passed away 2 days ago. The biggest Yankee fan. He was a boxer, a baseball player, NYPD bodyguard for Mayor Lindsey Wagner and Dean. If you saw my Facebook post, he was the uncle. He was the pull my finger uncle. You know what I mean? The guy that made all the kids laugh, rolled around the floor. He used to call us. Hey, I'm coming over with the mayor's helicopter. We'd get on the roof. We'd be hanging over the side,
Oh, nice.
And met so many celebrities, so many celebrities with the mayor. Great stories. He passed away 2 days ago in Florida. You talk about, we went to Met Spring Training, me, Santo, because we did some shows out there.
Nice.
And on the way back, I stopped to see my aunt and Uncle Pat. And we took a picture. You'll see it on Facebook if you look. We took a picture.
Yep.
And he held my hand really tight as I was kneeling next to him, And I knew what he was feeling. I knew it because he's been in and out of the hospitals, wasn't doing well, 98. And when we left, he just looked at me and said, "Take care," and we both started crying,
Yeah, sure.
And I'm so happy that I was able to see him one last time because I don't get to Florida often. So to Pat Masher, they don't make them like that anymore.
Well, yeah, I have it here on my notes. It's there. Sorry for your uncle. It's there, and so our condolences on that. And I also wanted to ask about your dog who broke his toe.
The dog broke his toe. He's a little tiny dog with a little tiny toe. Freaking $1,000. What's going on?
Yeah, dogs are expensive, man.
Now, if I broke my toe and it was going to be $1,000 between him and me, my daughter and my wife would fix that dog first before I ever got my toe fixed.
If I break my toe, I just take that leg off and put on a new one. It works out beautifully. Wow.
We had a Maltese. We had a little dog that died about a year and a half ago, and my wife cried. It was a lot every day for that dog. Finally, I said to her, "There's no way you're going to cry this much at my funeral. There's no way."
Yeah,
the only way you would cry this much is if somebody poured a picture of that dog.
That's fantastic.
That's so funny.
But the sad part is, I can say the same thing here. That is so true. That is so true. Yeah, she won't be crying as much. In fact, the last time I took her to a wake, it was an old Irish Catholic wake. The priest is up there at the service at the wake, and he starts singing, doing his little thing, and she's in the back laughing.
I had no idea priests sing at wakes. And so he did this entire service, and he was very, solemn, as you want to imagine. And all of a sudden he starts singing this, like high-pitched little ditty, like he was from, Ireland or something.
Little ditty?
And I thought he was, kidding, so I start to giggle. And then I looked around, and I noticed no one's laughing. And so then I start laughing more. And then I'm trying to pretend I'm crying, and no one's buying it. And Tony's just looking at me like, what are you even doing? I'm like, and you know when you get the laugh when you can't not laugh?
Yeah.
And I didn't want to get up. And I didn't know what to do, but tears were coming. That's why I thought it would work, because tears are coming out of my eyes. But he's like, it's not working.
Oh my God, that's hysterical. That happened to us after 9/11. We went to so many memorials and funerals, and the first time when I did my Tommy Garner, let me give a shout out to him from Oceanside. Okay. I did his eulogy, and I said, you know what? We've had so many emotional funerals, memorials the last few weeks. I'm going to do what he wanted me to do. He used to co-host my radio show, my first show.
Oh, wow.
So I lost him on 9/11.
Yes,
so I went up there and I followed Mayor Giuliani.
Wow.
And as I get up there, I look at the I'm saying audience. We're in a church in Oceanside, And I said, the first thing I said was, I'd like to thank Mayor Giuliani for opening up for me. and I see my guys in my company. They're looking at me. They're going, "Oh my God, what is he going to do?"
Yeah.
So I said, Tommy was, and he was unbelievable, smart guy in great shape. I said, Tommy was all of this, and we had a radio show together in Freeport, WGBB.
Oh yeah, sure.
Whatever it was.
Yep.
660 on your AM dial. That's WGBB, 660 every Friday night. Blah blah blah. And I said the reason I repeat it is because Tommy always said to me, "Man, you do so much for the show. You're always pushing it." He goes, "You would probably push it at my funeral." I said, "So I just did."
That's classic.
Yeah, that's
and
great.
People that came to me years later and said, "You know what? Of all the funerals I went to, that was the best eulogy."
It is, because the people that pass, I mean, they want everyone to like laugh and cry at the same time, because they would want that,
Yeah. And it's such a compliment when people come up to me and say that, because you can only do that once. You can't do the eulogy over again.
True. Yeah, absolutely right.
Even though it's in the screenplay. We're hoping that comes out. We're working on it again. I got some new blood, so we're seeing if we're going to get it together.
Excellent. That'll be great. Looking forward to that. We're pretty much out of time, but speaking of which, I'll give you a quick plug. Tuesday nights on Strong Island. That's when your Laughter Saves Live show is on, right?
Laughter Saves Live's live, Strong Island TV, 8:00 on Tuesdays, and of course you can watch it on repeats on YouTube and Facebook. I posted a few times.
There you go. All right. So when you book the date here. Hopefully things are going to open up in here too, so we'll get you in, and we'll keep us updated on the date here at Governor's, and we'll push the crap out of it, and hopefully get a great big turnout. And John, we thank you so much for your time.
Thanks,
and don't be a stranger, man. Let's get you back in here.
No, thank you guys
Anytime.
for giving me the time. And yeah, you know what? I'll come in tomorrow again too. I'll call you.
Sounds good. We'll be here.
All right, guys.
Thanks, John.
Bye, John.
Thank you.
All right, see you, buddy. John LaRocchia, ladies and gentlemen. John LaRocchia. Sorry about the technical difficulties. We couldn't get him on the screen, but he's a lot of fun, a fantastic comedian.
He's just kind of breaking up a bit.
Yeah, fantastic comedian. He's great. Just quick hello to Derek. Our pal Derek's watching. Joey Cola just tuned in. Hi, Joey. Hope everybody's doing well.
What's DW?
Out with the DW word, Sally.
What does it mean?
How dare you?
You don't know.
I don't know. I have no idea.
Okay. Oh, Joey Cola's watching.
I liked. He said, "Have you seen the John Denver tribute band, Ted Boulder?" That's hilarious.
Yeah, that was really funny.
And he played Janos. You're a silly man. Okay, so that's it for us. We got to get out of here. We think Felix is coming on at 12:30. Honestly, not sure, but we hope he is. Today's Thursday. Don't forget at 6:30 tonight is Soul Space. At 9:00, Graz and the boys are on. And then Sally and I are back tomorrow. Lou Pratz will be our guest on that screen tomorrow.
Happy birthday, Brian.
Oh, and don't forget, I almost forgot. 2:00. Don't forget 2:00. Quarantine Life today. Me and Jeff Bosey doing the French fry test. Can't wait. All excited. Me and Jeff Bosey doing the French fry taste test.
I'm so sorry, Rich. You're like such a good man. You don't deserve any of this. And I would just give him, something other than French fries. You know what? Coat all the French fries on him today.
Dare you?
Pour ketchup on it.
Oh,
you're welcome.
That's just messed up.
Yeah, well, say
ketchup
thank
ruins
you to
stuff.
Rich,
Don't put ketchup
back.
on your stuff. It ruins the meat and it ruins a French fry.
Here we go.
Stick to the original flavors. You don't need that stuff. Damn it, Sally! I can't believe she said that.